There was once a man who had a son who was very clever at reading, and he enjoyed it a great deal. He went out in the world to look for a job, and as he was walking between some mounds he met a man who asked him where he was going. "I was going out to look for service," said the boy. "Will you serve me?" said the man. "Oh, yes, just as readily as I'd serve anyone else," said the boy. "Can you read?" said the man. "As well as the priest," said the boy. "Then I won't have you," said the man. "I was just wanting a boy who can't read, who can dust my books for me." The man went on his way and left the boy looking after him. Now that was a pity. I'd like that job. That was just the thing for me. Making up his mind to get that job, if possible, he hid himself behind one of the mounds, turned his jacket inside out so the man would not know him, and then he went to the other end and ran into the man coming out the other way. "Where are you going, little boy?" said the man, who did not notice that it was the same boy. "I'm going out seeking for service," said the boy. "Will you serve me?" said the man. "Oh, yes, I'd readily serve you just as well as anyone else," said the boy. "But can you read?" said the man. "Oh, no, I don't know a single letter," said the boy. Good. The man took him into his service, and all the work he had to do was to dust his master's books. But as he did this, he also had plenty of time to read them, and he read away until he was finally as wise as his master, who was, by the way, a wizard. And he could perform all kinds of magic. Among other feats, he could change himself into the shape of any animal or any other object that he chose. When he learned all that he could, he did not think it was worth his while to stay any longer. He left and went back to his parents. Soon after, there was a market in the next village. The boy told his mother that he had learned how to change himself into the shape of any animal he chose. "Now," he said, "I will change myself into a horse. Father can take me to market and sell me for a good price, and then I will come home again at night." His mother was very frightened at the idea, but the boy told her she need not be alarmed. All would be well. So he changed himself into a horse. Such a fine horse! His father got a high price at the market, but after the bargain was made, the money paid, the boy changed again into his own shape when no one was looking, and went home. The story spread all over the country about this fine horse. He had been sold, and then he had disappeared. And at last the news came to the wizard. "Aha," he said, "this is my boy. He fooled me and ran away. I'll have him yet." The next time there was a market, the boy again changed himself into a horse, and was taken there by his father. The horse soon found a purchaser, and when the two men were inside drinking to the luck penny, the wizard came along and saw the horse. He knew at once it was no ordinary horse, so he went inside, and he offered the purchaser far more than he had paid for it, so the latter sold it to him. The first thing the wizard did was lead the horse away to a smith to get a red-hot nail and drive it into its mouth, because if he did that, he could not change back to a boy. When the horse saw this, it changed itself into a dove and it flew into the air. The wizard changed himself into a hawk, and he flew up after the dove. The dove turned itself into a golden ring and fell down into a girl's lap. The hawk now turned into a man and offered the girl a nice price for the gold ring. The girl did not want to sell it, seeing that it had fallen from heaven into her lap. But the wizard kept offering her more and more and more money. At last the gold ring became very frightened, and changed itself into a grain of barley which fell onto the ground. The man then turned himself into a chicken, and began to search for the grain of barley. But the grain changed itself into a fox, and ate the hen in a single gulp. The wizard was now dead. The fox put back on its human shape, and the youth afterwards married the girl, and from that time on he put behind him all the magic arts.